Pokémon Champions comes out next month for the Nintendo Switch. And while I'm very excited to have an official battle simulator, there's some news flowing around recently that has a lot of people concerned, like only being able to store 30 Pokemon for free. So I decided to get my boy Hayden on, who only uploads competitive singles, so we could talk about it. Make sure you let us know your thoughts down below, and let's jump right into it. So as the intro said, I'm here with my boy Hayden. We're gonna be talking about Pokemon Champions and some of the information that actually wasn't there on the English trailer and kind of how we feel from it. Hayden, you can say hi to the people if you want.
What is good? Thanks for having me, Joey. Always good to talk to you, buddy.
It's been a long time, man. We've been playing Pokemon for a long time. We've been uploading for a long time. So I feel like this is right up our alley. So also shout out to Zabandit and Hidden Power Podcast. We'll be going through Twitter and kind of going through. It's kind of like, again, feel free to give your thoughts down below. Leave your thoughts if you're excited for Champions, if this kind of changes how you feel, what you think maybe is a different side of looking at this. You know, we just want to talk from a competitive singles lens, and let's get into it. So as you all know, Pokemon Champions is free to play. However, the one thing that kind of just we saw was that you can only store 30 Pokemon for free.
That's the big one, dude. That's the big one, man.
I just want to say that from like the VGC, well, at least from VGC Twitter, and I don't think it's the super hyper competitive people saying it that I see at tournaments all the time, but from what I was seeing in response to your tweets and a few others, is that this is enough. Because 5 teams is enough for competitive Pokemon, and I feel like here's one thing I just don't like at all. Why introduce a problem and then bring a paid solution? This should not have been an issue to begin with, right? So
yeah, exactly. That's the biggest part to me. It's like if people getting they're dipping their toes into competitive Pokemon are from the start limited to, I mean, 5 teams isn't a lot. Obviously, a lot of like kind of the things that people were saying on my tweet, because I did tweet out, I was like, I can't believe they would give 30 box slots, which sounds like it's 1 box of mons. But everybody in the responses are all like, yeah, that's fine. There's 11 viable Pokemon anyway, so it's like you're not going to even need 30. And I'm like, well, that's not how
I don't think that works. There's obviously, and again, we know there'll be rotations, and we'll get a little bit into that in a second. But the biggest thing is that this is just, what is it? 5. This is just 5 teams, guys, because it's also a side note on this. I hate the fact that this goes down.
I was just going to say that. You're going to have to build teams vertically in this show. What's up with that? Not the vertical teams. Yeah, I also saw something. There was Centro that tweeted about it, mentioning how, I mean, that screenshot literally shows a box, but they said something, they're like, it's only list form. Like there's no like boxes you move around.
Correct. It's scrolled down, which is really interesting as well, because then it says, so here's the other thing, continuing from this, right? If you buy Champion Starter Pack, this gets raised to 80 Pokemon. Now, we knew that Pokemon Champions was going to be free to play, and I thought that the way they monetize was kind of like Unite. I knew they have a battle pass. We knew they'd have some sort of battle pass. But I thought the monetization would be purely customization. Right?
Just cosmetic, yeah. There is some in that. There's mentions of like you get music and like trainer poses, and
which is cool.
Clothes for your guy. Like they should have kept it to that, but I don't know.
I just think that also
it's one of those things where like we knew this is what it was going to be, right? Yes. Pokemon announces a VGC the game, and there's going to be aspects like this where you're going to have to pay for more box slots. But to start off with 30 just feels
30 just feels like
weird. Right?
Like give me 3 boxes at least. Like if you give me 3 boxes of Pokemon, that's at least 90, right? Like that's a big thing versus just 30 to start. And then the fact that the buying, I'm sure this is a one-time cost, right? If you buy the Pokemon Champion Starter Pack, because it's a starter pack, it gets you to 80 Pokemon, which is nice as well. That's also a really weird number too, when I think about it, 80. Because why are you, when you divide 80 by 6, you get, you don't get a round number, right? You get like 13.3 and it keeps going, right? So I can't even have my teams organized down in just the order I want. So I'm not a big fan of that to begin with, right? And again, I'm thinking of more so like Hayden and I, we play competitive Pokemon, we're uploading to YouTube and stuff. We'll pay because we're going to get value out of it. But that doesn't mean we can't. Yeah,
that's the biggest thing to me, is that this is such a game that can get new people into it. Exactly. And that's kind of the biggest thing about it, but just immediately limiting people from the start.
Exactly.
Because casuals are going to just use those 30 slots, get those 30 mons, and obviously there's going to be cycling, but it's like, competitive Pokemon is so much more way bigger than, I don't know, just looking at things through a small lens of just 30 mods.
Allow me to open up Pokemon Showdown real quickly. And just to show you, I'll build a team because I have no idea. I think I actually reset my team, but this is 193 teams. Here's a team with a Chatot, Dracovish, and Victini that I have to finish up. So like this, I won't be able to do things like this. And obviously we knew, first off, I'm not saying Showdown will ever go anywhere, and I never thought Showdown would go anywhere. This is going to be mainly for VGC, but there's a few things that excited myself and Hayden, obviously the private matches and things like that, especially right here.
Yeah, like the thing about it is it's not all just doom and gloom with this. There's a lot of good that I think is there that we can even talk about, but another thing that I do think we need to preface is that there's no information at all about pricing on any of this, right? Correct. So it could be, I don't know if they mentioned there's somewhere that you can do like a one-time purchase.
Yes, so it's a starter pack, right? So a starter pack should be a it's a starter pack. So it should be a one-time. It should be a starter. That's it. But then it says premium Pokemon Championship subscription. Storage gets raised even further. We don't know the price about that, and obviously that's priced separately from, you know, online, all the other stuff as well, which I'm not even sure you actually have to pay for online for Champions, considering it's going to be on the phone later. And obviously,
that is true. That's
your
a good point.
Wi-Fi. But I mean, if you're playing it on Nintendo Switch 2, you're already getting, you know, a Switch 2 or a Switch, et cetera, et cetera. So you're already spending money when it comes to this sort of thing. I just think the big thing is that 30 is just, it's such a small number. It's a limiting number for honestly no reason. I don't understand the limiting aspect of it, especially if as you play through the game, you can already get, you know, points by just playing through the actual game to unlock more. And this isn't the only thing. All right, so now we have the starter pack of what it's actually going to have, right? So you'll have your from 30 to 80, these tracks, and then you have additional Pokemon tracks that can play during your battles. These tracks are from Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, Battle Trainer. You also get 50 training tickets and 30 quick tickets, which we'll explain those are. Basically, that's how you'll be recruiting Pokemon and also training up your Pokemon from there. But you were saying, Hayden?
I was just saying that initially, like, I don't know, the first thing I saw was free players get 30 box slots, and I was like, if that's how they're starting people off, I was like what else are they gonna be? Yeah, like
the fact that this wasn't on the English trailer as well, just letting you know, or even like this is all found out from the Japanese Pokemon channel and the Twitter. Right? None of this.
That's another thing, dude. On the Pokemon Presents, they gave us nothing. They gave us the TV commercial and no info.
Yeah,
we almost need like a whole like direct on this game, which I think they might even do.
I'm sure we will get right before it comes out or in a little bit more. But I'm just very surprised that we didn't see information at least regarding this, just to give us something more to go out. Like the fact that we had to find this from the other channel is just wild in itself. Starter pack again. This is something. I'm used to battle passes. I'm used to playing games that have them, right? And a lot of things you can get through just progression. It's grindy, but I don't really worry too much about that when it comes to Pokemon because I'm going to be playing the battling anyway. That's the whole point. If you're downloading Pokemon Champions, you're doing it to battle, right? So things that you can get in the game by simply progressing through the game, that should be fine. Not a lot of complaints have to be said there, but the fact that you're limiting it to this 30, the 30 is the big number that just like kills it for me.
Yeah, that was just like the big hot ticket number that everybody's talking about. And again, like when I see that, I'm like, okay, and then are they going to be charging for like I tweeted out, I was like, Game Freak's going to be like, would you like to activate your Focus F on this turn for $1.99? Like it just feels like I'm almost indifferent about it because when Champions was initially announced, it felt like I was like, the possibilities are so endless with this. It could go one of a couple different ways, but like it feels like they could have. I don't know. It's obvious. It was never going to be Showdown, right?
Never, ever. It was never going to kill Showdown either. I don't like that people said that. Why? Nothing. Yeah. Like it doesn't. That doesn't look. Nothing you do.
We knew obviously.
Will ever change me. Oh, I want to use Alamola. Oh, I want to use Max HP. Oh, I want to use Max Spadef. Oh, I want to. You know what? Forget even that. Oh, I just want to play a battle without having a team. Fine battle. That's it. It's done. Nothing was going to be that. Nothing was ever going to be that.
Absolutely.
Which I.
However. Yeah, it's never gonna. The Game Freak is never gonna allow that to happen. Yeah. Except it just feels like I don't know if I would prefer almost like I like when a new generation comes out and then that's kind of what the competitive scene is played on because it's like you buy the game and then that's it. You pay the $60 and then you're just in until there's a whatever there's a new
until
one.
there's a DLC or
is
third
that
version
better
which they don't
than
do
like,
anymore. Yeah, that's a big thing too.
$7.99 a month for Champions
if you
for the
subscribe
rest of
to
our
a premium
lives?
Pokemon, exactly, that's the big one, right? If you subscribe to a premium Pokemon Champion subscription, storage gets raised even further. Is this a monthly subscription? Is this a yearly subscription? I'm assuming it's monthly.
It's like we don't know the
season wise, right? Because it's going to be a battle pass. So I assume this is something like that. Look, you're on your phone all the time, and you probably play games that are not just Pokemon Showdown, even though mobile Rambats are undefeated. That's why today's sponsor, Snaxy, is pretty cool, because if you're going to play those games, you might as well earn rewards. Snaxy lets you play the games you're most likely already playing, and then some, to earn coins after completing certain tasks or levels. And when you win enough coins, you can trade them in for things you want, like money directly into your PayPal, or maybe an Uber Eats card, or a Steam gift card, and there's a ton of other options as well. Snaxy itself is powered by Eneva.com, a trusted global marketplace, and you can start earning rewards today. If you sign up now using my link, you can get up to $10 in a sign-up bonus. So check it out via my link in the description, and big shout out to Snaxy for sponsoring this video. Right, and then it's
gonna be something where for years it's gonna add up. Like what I'm gonna spend on this game is gonna be absolutely more than I would spend on just like buying Scarlet and Violet, which sucks. But I mean, I don't know. It's a weird feeling thing, because I love the fact that there's gonna be this just for competitive mons in general, which is cool. Like it's gonna be just super streamlined for everything, like we've seen with like the training mechanics and all that, which I think is cool. But it's just like, is this the way I wanted this to go? Is it full on Fortnite battle pass?
The wild thing is, bro, we don't even know if we're gonna be able to play the way we want to, right? Like obviously this is competitive Pokemon is VGC focused, and then it Battle Stadium singles is probably like up there as well in terms of what you could do. Even in the trailer they showed, you know, here's 6 Pokemon, pick 3. But it does say private matches, and obviously we can see things like that, and that's where we're kind of holding out.
I even saw a screenshot though. I think I sent it to you. It scared me though, because it was like someone was a screenshot of the private battles, and it was a singles match, but it only it was like the team was 3 out of 3, so it was only battle spot singles. I don't know,
but I
surely there's a way.
I assume you could pick the format, right? Like I'm not gonna hold down on that because they at least know, like, and also like, I mean, being able to get the training tickets and the 30 quick tickets, and you know, they allow you to actually obtain Pokemon. If you allow your desires, and you will cost 1,000 victory points, which you acquire, you know, while playing through the thing, or 1 quick hit to do, and this will allow you to recruit Pokemon. And so this actually, you know, paying for that one will give you 30 Pokemon that you can just recruit immediately. And there also is going to be in recruiting Pokemon. In the roster ranch, you will get a collection of Pokemon that you have the ability to recruit. These refreshes every 22 hours. Bro, what if I fall asleep and I don't feel good one night, and Urshifu's gone the next day, and there goes there goes my Pokemon World run. You know. Now again, a little bit. There's always Pokemon Home and things like that as well.
I was gonna say, yeah. The one thing we haven't mentioned is that what bypasses the entire almost problem of the 30 box slots is you can just use Pokemon Home as your storage and just kind of cycle in what you want. But it just feels like, why would they make us have to do that? Like
that hurts.
If you just give me like a couple
that hurts
boxes.
The players that didn't start playing Pokemon until it came out on the phone. That's a barrier of entry for them too, right? Like if I don't have a Nintendo Switch, but Pokemon, but I like watching Aaron Cybertron Zen, James Beck. I like watching Wolfie VGC, right? I like watching all these great VGC channels, and there's so many more. And I didn't get a Switch or anything. Maybe I live in Brazil, where the Switch 2 is insanely expensive, right? But I have a phone, and my phone can happen. I'm sure the phone's expensive too, but my phone I already have that I'm using for other things happens to be able to run Pokemon Champions. But now I have to have this, and this, and I have to have the Pokemon Home and connected. All this, I just think that you're adding so much for it. And Pokemon Home was always going to be a thing. We always could use this for anything for Pokemon, right? But it wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary unless I wanted to transfer my old Pokemon. This one,
it just feels like a game that's built for accessibility and new players,
and they're already started
in that direction, and then 2 steps back. You know, like,
exactly.
Then they're like, oh yeah, you cycle the mons through, and I don't know. It just, the accessibility is the biggest thing when this coming out. It's like competitive mons is in front of the masses in a way that it hasn't been before, and then they're like, yeah, but also if you have to have all this stuff, or be playing at the right time to get the right cycled guys to. It's just, it's confusing.
Yeah, and I mean, we knew they'd have a battle pass. We already saw the beginning. We knew a lot of it we can get from play progression. Even says the battle pass will completely be by accumulating season battle scores and ranked battle. You will get points based on how you perform in the battle, and they reset each season. In addition to the free rewards, there are also paid rewards. These rewards can only be attained if you purchase the premium battle pass, including Mega Stones, outfits, and more. Now, that's another thing too. You can't pass items from Pokemon Home. You are just passing.
Yeah, that's always been the case, right? Yes. Items just don't go in.
Exactly.
Pokemon Home,
Items don't go. So if I miss out on the Mega Charizard Y-ite, does that mean
you just like don't get it?
How does it work like that? Like exactly. So there's a lot of issues when it comes to that scenario, especially when I don't want to pay to play, you know, or pay to win rather. I don't mind pay to play. You pay to play is fine. I've been doing that forever.
Yeah, to be like going up in a ranked match and you're like, oh, like I didn't get the Incineroar, so now my team sucks.
I also just want to be clear, like, Pokemon has been pay to win for a long time. If you didn't have the the Isle of Armor DLC, you're not getting your Shifus, right? So you had to get the base
not gonna
game.
lie, it absolutely has been.
Yeah, if you didn't play the base game, if you didn't play Legends, you're not gonna get Ursaluna, et cetera, et cetera. So like it's been like that, but at least I'm paying a one-time cost for the game that gives me more out of it, or the DLC or whatever, versus this monthly subscription that will give me this premium battle pass. So I again, this is just based on what we know and speculation, because honestly, they didn't tell us anything. That's the biggest deal. They haven't tell us anything. The game comes out next month. So
yeah,
that's
like,
a really
give
big
us
thing.
some information. They had to like translate the Japanese screenshots to even know anything.
Literally.
At this point.
I think this is really cool though. Like going on with at least some positives, right? Private battle lobbies. You can create private battles where multiple battles can take place, presumably allowing for spectators as well. That's
the biggest thing for me. Is just give us a private. I don't know how many years has it been, Joey, that we've been like, can we please? When did the 60 or the battle timer even go to 20 minutes? Ever since then,
Scarlet.
like,
It
why
was
can't there
Sword
just
and
be a
Shield,
button?
bro. Sword and Shield was the one. So it was 6 years ago or 7 years ago. Oh man,
that's crazy. That was 7 years ago, by the way. But yeah, like I just don't understand. This is if this game does not have the ability to give that type of customizability, like ability to customize things in a private lobby, I don't know what will.
No,
But
for sure.
It's got it.
And by custom, like, shout out to Scarlet and Violet, which eventually got that update. It actually let us be able to, Wi-Fi battle.
Yeah, we did have that.
It's still very annoying, right? Because we have to set it up for a day ahead or whatever. But we can't just do what we did. I mean, we started battling on YouTube, at least Generation 4, Generation 5, So it was really, you just go online, you play, and that was it.
Yeah.
Right. And obviously, as it got more
private
and more,
lobbies are going to hopefully be exactly what we're looking for, and I just beg that they do not somehow mess this
spectator
up.
mode makes sense for obviously Pokemon worlds and things like that as well. So I hope this is also something that is accessible to the regular viewers as well, because we've already seen that Scarlet and Violet has a spectator mode, but we're not able to access that from like our side. It's the people that can access that at the tournaments. So I don't know.
Exactly. They have it. Yeah, we just haven't been able to use it.
Like, why wouldn't you also show this? Show me the character customization during the actual. This is
I know
cool.
that's such a big thing. Like that's sick too. She's like they got like in the locker rooms and stuff. Like this is what the monetization should be, because people will ball out on this. You already know. Like the people that play Pokemon Go that spend like $20 on like a hat, like they will be just fine. Like making money off
that's
of.
my money. I'm allowed to use it at my however I want. Right, it's my leisure, so I'm allowed to do it. And this is stuff like, and I'll be real, like things that I don't think I'm going to spend a lot of time on. I don't play. I've had Fortnite since it came out and since we were able to do it, and I have not spent a dime. I still have the free points they gave us like 10 years ago or whatever time Fortnite came out. Whenever it came out, I think it was less than 10 years. Whenever they gave out, I still have those 1,000 V-Bucks or whatever that they gave up. I'm not spending it. I'm using the base now. And you know why? It's because I'm not good at the game, right? So if I'm not good at the game, I don't see the value in actually buying all these and doing anything with that. But like at least Pokemon, something I'm gonna play for hours and hours and hours at end. Especially this has the potential to be. This is the competitive Pokemon hub forever, right? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be that. Like I assume forever.
Yeah,
right. Like this is just the reason why they're making this game.
Yeah, I
which
still
hasn't been said. The early gameplay footage that we did see didn't look great, but I will say some of the stuff that was even in the. Did you see the intro trailer that one of the Japanese accounts posted?
On the not
it looks really
American,
good now.
on not Pokemon during the presents. Yes, I did. It looks really, really good. We also got backstory, we got lore, and it's called the Frontier City and everything. I'm actually a little bit excited because maybe there's ways to actually progress to the game that's like separate than just battling actual people, right? I was kind of thinking it almost felt like Pokemon Battle Revolution for a second when
It actually looked like it too. There was even like a big stadium that looked pretty similar to what the Battle Revolution thing looked like, which is cool. I mean, this is the game that we've wanted for a long time. And to the defense of it, like you talked about, you play Fortnite for a decade and never have to spend $1 and be fine. Theoretically, you could. I mean, you will be able to have something close to that if you just work with Pokemon Home and cycle in and out your mons and never want to deal with buying anything. You theoretically. That is, I guess, an option. It's just not as easy as
Will you be able to have the best of the best as well while doing that too?
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That is true.
Right.
I guess we just don't know like
what if during the time you're five or six teams, I guess 5, are filled up, and then the metagame switches to the legendary metagame, right? Or the Dynamax plus terrestrializing metagame while you have these, right? And obviously you get the 22 swapping a day, but like there's so many this is my issue as well. There's so many Pokemon. There are over 1,000 Pokemon out there, right? Granted, not every single Pokemon is competitively viable. If we count out every single first stage, baby stage Pokemon, right? And, you know, some of the middle stage Pokemon, though, with Eviolite, a lot of them have shown that they're better than the evolutions. Take Electabuzz versus Electivire, etc., or Magmar versus Magmortar. If you cut those out, there's still hundreds of viable Pokemon. And yes, you have your Incineroar on top. You have your Rillaboom on top. You have in the legendary metagames, you have your Calyrex Shadow Rider. You have your Miraidon. But I still want to be able to play with what I want to be able to, especially because the thing that's selling the game for me is not only the actual competitive scene, but the private matches that I can do with friends. You're limiting what I can do with my friends outside of the actual competitive. I think that's like
exactly
one of the arguments I saw. Again, the people like arguing under your Twitter saying it's like, well, you know, everybody should be able to play Pokemon the way they want. That's always been our motto, right? That was our whole motto when we said bring back the timer, right? For the 2 years we did it. Bring back the timer, and this was the timer just so we can, like the 60-minute timer, just so we could, or at least give us the option to do it. And they did it. They ended up doing it in Scarlet and Violet. And I was very happy that they ended up doing it in Scarlet. It took a while, but I was very happy. And that caused the draft renaissance 3 years ago, right? Drafts coming back. That was it. That was all it. But I just don't want us to, I just don't like this information automatically kind of sets it back, right? I think it's really
like
funny.
already limiting things. Just
exactly.
The competitive Pokemon in general, like the beauty of it is the just sheer amount of like access there is to so many different options. And when you put a big stopper on things, it limits creativity. And it's like, obviously, like my channel is just completely based off of using creativity, random nonsense and creative stuff. And it's like when you just completely have to put things at a point where you can't fully have access to everything like that. And I mean, obviously, so we've been playing with Dexit already. Like obviously there's not everything in Scarlet and Violet. And I don't imagine, obviously Champions was not going to just open with like access to all 1,000.
They'll probably be like 200 at base or whatever, right?
Yeah, so they'll bring out different mons with different seasons and things. So it's like, it's never going to be obviously just full open sandbox like Showdown, but just there should not be a limit. Like let people use, like there's a Beedrill in that screenshot. You already know there's going to be nobody ever with that in there if that's going to take up one of their 30.
Okay, let me tell you something, bro. I'm going to use Mega Beedrill, then I'm going to use Dynamax Beedrill, and then I'm going to use Z Beedrill with that like the acid downpour Beedrill, that 95 base power. Like there's limits to what it could do. Like, and then again, I like to take, and the reason I want to hate it on this specifically is because Hayden is a good example of someone who's just been doing what he's been doing since the beginning with Wi-Fi battles and using fun, unconventional Pokemon and trying it out, bro. How many times can you, and I give the Beedrill example because how many times can you use Beedrill, bro? If you have 30 mons, how many times can you do this? Again, he'll be able to swap and he'll be playing enough that he'll be able to do it. But if you have this game to lower the barrier of entry and you're putting up blocks before it even begins, and that's just...
It comes down to like, I had people angry in my thing about the 33 Pokemon. And like, I'm obviously going to be critical about that, and it's coming from a place from like I'm probably one of the only channels right now that's done just complete singles Wi-Fi on cartridge on YouTube forever.
Yep.
And there's nobody out there that wants this to succeed more than me. And if it's good, it directly helps me out more than almost anybody out there. So I'm like, you guys act like I'm being critical and trying to hate on the thing, but I want this to be good. And it comes from a place where I need this. I really would love for it to be better than giving people a handful of things to work with. Like that just completely ruins. I mean, there's way more to discuss than just the 30 limit, obviously. But that's just.
But this is the big one. That was the kind of the big one that we wanted to at least talk about in this. Like, I'm still excited for obviously Pokemon Champions coming out. I also, at least on the flip side for Generation 10, while a delay from a competitive content creator's point of view sucks, from a consumer's point of view, a year delay is great, right?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of happy about that. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, obviously, just the fact of having this in the meantime is fine. Like, what makes it good, but it's a long wait.
Yeah,
it should be. I mean,
and
we need to give these guys. We clearly need to give these guys time.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I'm sure that's going to be, you know, it really looks better. Like, it really just looked good. But yeah, the big thing is if this is going to be the big thing we play as well, and like not even any graphics or anything like that, just taking it from this, like this is not enough. And again, we'll see. I just wish we had more information that was revealed to us officially, you know, not from translations, not from Cerebi, not from the Bandit on Twitter, putting these screenshots out and talking about it.
Yeah, translate. Yeah. Watch, this video will drop, and then they'll give us like a whole presents about it.
Mostly. We'll see. I'm still excited and hopeful about Pokemon Champions no matter what throughout this. I just want to voice my concern. Like, I'm still a consumer at the end of the day. Yeah, I buy, and it is my job, but I love what I do. You love what you do. That's how, and I'm glad you were able to do this. I mean, dude, Hayden's been uploading as long as a little bit before. He's been uploading before, a little bit before mine, and he's been doing it the same way, and it's sick to see. You know, I just want us to be able to continue to do this because, again, my thing is anybody should be able to play Pokemon the way they want to, and I felt like Champions could be that, right?
Exactly. That literally is like the exact way I feel about it.
It's the Ratatouille. It's the Ratatouille for Pokemon. Anyone can cook. Let us cook in Pokemon. That's it. Anyone can cook. You can do it. Don't force me to play VGC. Don't force me to play Battle Stadium 3VD. Don't force me to play singles. Don't force me to play draft. But give me the ability to play them all and give me the ability to use my Mons.
That's the beauty of Pokemon, man. All of the different ways that it can be played. All they need to do is just give us that ability, and then we're happy. Like, yes. It doesn't need to even be that much for them to do it. Like, just open up the ability to play how you want, and it can be a limitless game. Like, truly. Yeah,
I truly believe, and like, again, there's a lot of other concerns I have for Champions. Like, if Generation 10 comes out and we're not be able to Wi-Fi battle out of that, are they going to upgrade how the game looks? Because as the games start to look better and better in Generation 10, Generation 11, are we still going to be doing VGC on this? Like, what's going to end up happening? And again, there's a whole lot of, I think, other stuff to discuss from this. But what are your guys' thoughts? I know, again, some of you might be like, I think you're overreacting. Keep in mind, guys, I can open up Pokemon Showdown, and I will open up Pokemon Showdown. I'll still do that alongside Champions, but from a consumer
Pokemon Showdown will never cease to be the go. But I even said to somebody, I was like, it would just be nice to have like this to be a little bit of something that can substitute that, because the 20-minute battle timers in Scarlet and Violet don't cut it.
And Sword and Shield, they don't. And like, again, obviously Draft was able to come back because we can plan a day in ahead, but nobody's trying to play. Dude, back in the days, like, you want to battle? We drop our friend codes, we battle. That's it. That's literally we're in there. We're in the game. Right? Nobody. If you're just trying to upload Wi-Fi, I'm trying to upload a lot of Wi-Fi battles. I'm trying to do a lot. I love Wi-Fi. That's how I started on YouTube. Right?
Yeah, and it's funny just being complete singles heads, right? Because it's like, this is a pretty unique and very niche like community in the grand scheme of things.
Yes.
And like, this is almost like a problem almost only for us, because like I said, the people that are like, oh, 30 Pokemon, that's 20 more than I'll need. Like,
literally. But like, bro, you and I have 400,000 subscribers, like roughly each.
Yeah, like it has the possibility to be big. I mean, and even OU is like a pretty, the active players monthly is like more than what VGC is played on, I think, or something close to in terms of the statistics of.
Though in Scarlet and Violet, they did start to go up, obviously, because it's kind of were forced to. But there's just so many ways to play Pokemon. Don't limit it, especially when this is such a great way to. We've been asking for a simulator forever, man. This is such a great way to get people into the game. Yes, it's free, but that doesn't mean that we don't have like the right as consumers who will be paying, who will be doing this, to at least criticize what we think is like. I saw that I just made a face that's like, that's weird. That's just like, why? That was it. I
know, I initially saw that, and it's like, it sucks to see when you have super high hopes about something to like one of the biggest core parts of it be so limited. I don't know.
Yeah. Again, who knows?
At least for me, right? Like I'm just always cooking like 1,000 random things that you have no reason to use, but like I'll use them just because I think it's cool to do. But like, if you stop people from doing that, hit you with the lore, like,
bro, I'm literally
Pokemon,
like,
weak Pokemon.
One of my favorite thing to do on stream right now is to use Pokemon Suggested by chat. Look at some of these teams that I have to try and win with, right? Cricket's the GOAT.
Not the Pounce Cricket. Hell yeah.
Like, I'm trying my best to win. This is literally a random battle set, and then I have my one good Pokemon.
See, like, that's how I have fun playing the game.
Same.
And it's like it's not that hard to just let me have that.
Dude, look at this. look at this. I had to win with this. Unironically, this Pokemon Magikarp put in more work than this Drizzle. Like,
see, that's sick. All they need to do is just allow, all this needs to be is just private battles, right? Obviously, we're not trying to take this to like, don't give us like a NU ranked ladder. That's never going to happen. But just the private lobbies with some type of ability to alter how we want to play is all we need. It's all we need, and we're putting that out in the universe. And I think I'm hopeful for it, because it's like they have to go out of their way to like stop us from doing that. It's like just let us.
It really is. It really is something that has to be out of there.
And it's been like that since Sword and Shield. It's like you couldn't just give us 60 minutes on the battle timer. It just had to be 20 still. Like, I don't understand what in a private game. Like, why?
And that was all again for battle spot singles and things like that, which I understand. Those are like those are competitive scenes. That's completely fine. But you also, acknowledge the fact that we exist. You know that we exist. And then just let us be able to play the way we want to. That is just it. But again,
without charging us for everything. The microtransaction thing scares me, bro. We know how greedy these guys can get. We know how greedy they can get.
It's a corporate world, man. It's rough, man.
It comes down to the point where obviously me and you were going to spend the money to do stuff in this. It cannot be to a point where it's going to end up costing more than like a regular game. To people.
And again, my concern is more so for the regular consumer, and not even the regular consumer, because the regular consumer is a regular for a reason, right? They'll pay, they'll buy it. My concern is for the casual player trying to get into the game, and everything's being limited already.
And I think they have their eyes set in the right place. Like, these guys aren't stupid. They know that with the growth that like competitive Mons has seen, even just through the past couple of years, like events right now are like impossible to even go to. They're too big. Like, competitive Pokemon is growing at such a big rate. That's why they did this, is so that they can have more control and to be a completely dedicated.
We just got VGC and
Pokemon.
TCG, by the way, in separate rooms. We just got that like recently.
It's
like
wild.
The
growth has been just recently, and so they know that if this is done correctly, even just the fact that you can play it on a smartphone opens up the door to so many new players. And generally that's their bottom line, right? They want this to be the thing that gets more people and brings this to the next level. So I think it can only end up being good for people.
Yeah, and it's also easier to change, bro. We don't have to wait a whole year for nerfs if it's on a separate thing than the generation they're playing on, right? I don't gotta wait for generation 10 of Pokemon for Weavile to learn close combat, or for Scolipede to get its speed boost / higher base speed, etc. From like Gen 5, like whenever they ended up doing it, right? These things can actually be done within seasons. They can make changes, they can nerf and stuff like that, right? Like
they can make changes super easily. Yeah, that's what I think one of the coolest parts is.
That is. There's so much cool stuff that could happen with champions. And I'm not saying I'm not going to play VGC. I am going to play some VGC. Obviously, I'm going to play some VGC, right? It's not my.
Oh, you already know we're about to hop on the doubles. Joey out here winning regionals nearly, bro. This guy's the GOAT.
Luck and support and people behind me, and we were all suffering from not eating, and I happened to be always tired, so it was a little bit better for me. But
bro, I was in Blunder's stream that whole day throwing honey on the joke.
I just want champions to be great for people, because I think anything for Pokemon is great. As someone who uploads and loves Pokemon and does what he does because love. Like, I mean, when you went full time with this, Hayden, I was so excited. Because that means like he's able to do what he loves. He makes money doing what he loves, and because he does, he's able to do what he loves, right? Like, we couldn't do what we wouldn't do without it, and that's why we'll be okay, because we'll put money in. But I want everybody to be able to do it, man. I want everybody to be able to play. I want everybody to be able to do it. I want no limited. I want my sister not to pick up her phone and be able to play this game and be like, I don't have Pokemon Home. I don't have a Switch. I can't do this. I want to use that Altara you have. How do I get that? Oh, rotation 3 months from now. Like, I want
exactly.
it. I want it. Obviously, she'll use my home, right? Just as a different story, but like, just just want it to be like good like that. So I am excited.
Yeah, I think one of the
concerns.
Absolutely. One of the things I was even just thinking about today was like, I worried initially, and then I'm like, I'm also sitting here making 3 videos a week and doing pretty well creating singles content on Scarlet and Violet. So if I can make I can battle in Scarlet in that and make content and have a fun time with it, I'm pretty sure that it's not going to be that much of a challenge in the game that's dedicated to battling.
For sure.
I mean, it'll be playable for people. It's not going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, it's completely not even able to, you can't even do what you want. Like, it'll be possible. It's just the limitations are going to be weird at first, depending on what they do with it.
Pokemon just
we
needs to
don't know
start
the
giving
info.
us more information as well. Like Pokemon's the only
Real.
game that, and I talk to my boy Gator about this all the time. Like, it doesn't give patch notes. Like Unite will give patch notes, and we'll have patch notes from it. Pokemon, we don't get anything until either leakers or data miners go in and give us all the
Yeah, it
stuff.
has to be the data miners to do it. Luckily, this will be the game that does that for us. I mean, this should be pretty much Unite for turn-based combat,
Yes,
which is sick.
that's literally what I think as well. So I'm still very excited. I do have some concerns, but I'm very excited. What are your guys' thoughts down below? Thank you, Hayden, for joining me as well.
Absolutely, brother.
Expect
Absolutely.
us to use some really bad Pokemon sometime
You already know.
in the future. But subscribe to Hayden. Dude, I'm so excited. This makes me hyped because I'm like, oh, is there gonna be some type of, we're gonna have some type of side, like some story almost in a sense, like
There's got to be. I would almost imagine there has to be some type of story mode based on like on the right. Like it looks like it at least.
Bro, I wanted to pay
got characters?
$50 to make my Charizard dripped out in battle. That's the way they made them. They would have made so much money on me. Like,
I'm trying to pull up with the Charizard in the tuxedo, bro.
bro, if my Charizard X wearing a Drop a Draco hoodie, bro, I would literally use Special Charizard X just for that. He has the same base special attack as attack, to be fair. But even though it's tough claws. But yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens. Let us know your thoughts down below. I'm still, cautiously optimistic about everything when it comes to Pokemon. I'm always optimistic about everything. I was scared about Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee when it came out, and I ended up having such a blast from a competitive side.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like no matter what they give us, we always seem to have a pretty fun time as long, no matter what. So
because we love battling. That's what we want to do.
Exactly.
So
That
when you give us a game that's about battling, help us.
Yeah, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee didn't even have like abilities or EVs.
Yeah, it
And
was so
still
nice,
lit.
bro. I was catching an in-game Mon and I was tossing that Mon into battle. It was so good. Shout out to Hylian as well.
Speaking of
What's
which,
up,
did you
man?
see there's something about how the IVs are either
Gone.
0 or 31 now? They're completely gone. Are they completely
Well,
gone? or
I
is
think
it
they're
just,
all. I think they're all 31. They've only shown Pokemon being 31. So that has like a lot of. I guess we could talk about that real quick. But that has a lot of
Yeah.
like weird implications. So moves like Gyro Ball and stuff will be staying at stuck power. But I think the big one with that is that, for instance, I have 2 Pokemon that have base 50 speed. I'll take the. I'll actually show on Showdown so I can show this example. That way it's not all from your head. So we have Ursaluna. Or forget Ursaluna, actually. Let me put the partner that did it. So in the metagame I played, right, you were allowed to use legendaries. So we have Calyrex Ice Rider, and we have Iron Hands. And I guess technically you can do it with EVs, so it'll be fine. But some people
yeah,
would
theoretically
run,
you can still do
yeah,
it.
yeah, but it cost instead of doesn't. You know what I mean? Like this didn't cost me to do, or this didn't cost me to do 0, except for time. But this didn't cost me to do like 1 and 0, or not 1. It would be 1 and 0. So and the idea is that you're going for your Glacial Lance, which hits 2, and if you get a kill, you get the boost, right? So the idea was that Iron Hands is going to be faster, so it hits first and weakens something with close combat, wall charge, whatever. And then Calyrex, again, same base speed, would be able to hit it after. But like Pokemon with the same base speed tiers and stuff like that, again, you can. I think the way you go about this is you go like Adamant versus Brave Nature, and you put EVs and things.
Yeah,
in the
it'll just
Pokemon
have to
versus not.
change the way you do it. Like the nuances are still going to be there, but it's just one of those things that it's like they were trying to solve a problem. And to be fair, like just from
IVs
a
are
wide
annoying.
lens, IVs are kind of whack. Like,
They're annoying.
You have to breed for them, and then all of a sudden, I don't know.
You have to
they're
catch
solving a
Pokemon.
problem,
But
but then just trading. I don't know.
The
more-
issue though
more
with
weirdness.
having to add, for instance, EVs to it is that if I'm this, I'm no longer eligible for a speed tie with opposing Calyrex. But again, you could say the exact same thing when it came to 1 IV versus 0. So again,
Yeah,
all these guys, but it'd be crazy, man. You got all these base 50s on the field and they all throwing dice. It's Mons. I guess it's all
They're all
Mons.
throwing dice.
It's Mons at the same day. Like, ooh, who's gonna win the speed tie? Really speed tie first. Whereas like having like Incineroar next to Farigiraf, there's a whole lot of other things. And DD would have like specific ones to go slower, but to be faster than. There's a whole lot of different implications. So it'll definitely change the game. I'm sure Gyro Ball is gonna be a lot weaker. Like if I do,
Yeah, Gyro Ball's gonna suck now.
yeah, like I'm
What is the
thinking.
calc on the difference here?
So we'll do Feral
even-
Thorn with Max. I guess we'll just do Relaxed Nature because that's the most I could do. So we'll put a Gyro Ball right here into Abomasnow. So Gyro Ball into Abomasnow. Nice max defense Abomasnow. 18 to 22, right? So it's 59 base power. But if I were to do 0 IVs, like there's a big difference
Yeah, that's a
between
big-
30 and 36. Like
R.I.P. Gyro Ballers, bro.
That's it. Those and like
it.
it's gonna
I mean, that's really kind of the only that and foul play, I guess. For
or any confusion for swagger. I bet you swagger sounds actually heinous now.
True.
Swagger's actually heinous because special attackers would typically lower their attack IV to 0, so their self hits do less. And they already nerfed
exactly
swagger.
what we needed is add in some more RNG for us to be to be a big thing.
I mean, my initial team was going to be like fissure spam with like swag play and stuff like that, but I decided to take it a little bit more seriously. But it was
at the regional you're going
yeah. Initially, I wanted to show VGC. This is VGC.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
But I don't know. There's a few different weird implications for it. I think IVs
like
it's
not a crazy breaking thing because there is just different ways to do it, but it's just kind of weird that.
It's gonna change the game. It's gonna change the game.
It was one of the IVs in general. Like you gotta imagine that even just like the general scope of Pokemon players, like probably don't even know what IVs are. So like, yeah, I guess dumbing it down to a point to make it a little bit.
Don't even make them a thing. So everybody's Pokemon. See, I from that aspect, I like it. Right, my Whimsicott is equal to your Whimsicott. If we're both timid nature and no EVs, we're all the same, and I do like that. I think again. One of the barrier adventures of Pokemon is having to use your pieces. You have to get your pieces, right? And that is, team building is a beautiful part of Pokemon. That's what makes it different than chess. That's what makes it different than most competitive games that are not card games. Most competitive games. Because you're actually having to build your team and come up with your pieces, right? Imagine you go to a chess tournament and you have to like build your rook, your pawn. You have to build.
Yeah, this brings up like the whole conversation of there was like a lot of talk about your team at that regionals and how I was going crazy on the Twitter about it, bro, because I was like, this almost puts a complete stop to that debate of like half of the competitive Pokemon is like breeding and getting your team is complete nonsense because the game is played on the battlefield and like not when you're sitting at the daycare. Like, and this kind of puts it down to that where you don't have to IV breed or whatever. You don't have to do any of that. You can literally switch stuff around super easily. Yeah. So the whole
I love that. For points that you can progress in game and stuff, or even points that you can get from paying, which again is to be expected. But I just simply wanted to be Sir Willie Boomingtons and had like a cap and like a monocle and like that's what I wanted from my.
Hey, to be fair, we might still get that. Let's be real. If they find an opportunity where they figure out people are going to pay to put a top hat on the Rillaboom, bro, they're going to put it out there.
Bro, give me give me the Unite skins. Like
I know those are kind of sick.
Some of them are. So I was using Machamp a lot, and I actually paid for a lot of its skins back because I was playing hours upon hours and hours. I was streaming a lot way back in the day, and again, if it's worth it, I'm gonna put money, right? If I'm enjoying it, if I'm putting time into it, it's gonna be I'm doing that. But
yeah, this comes down to one of those things where pay to play or like microtransaction games make 90% of their money from 5% of their player base, right? So what they need to not try to nickel and dime new players that are not trying to spend a bunch of money. Give them most accessible things and make the hardcore people that are trying to spend $90 a month on skins. Allow them to make their money. Don't make the people who have never, because there's going to be people playing this who have never played competitive mons before, and if they don't have a good experience being able to easily do what they want to do, it's not going to translate well.
And don't come in here in the comment section and be like, we'll just play Showdown. Don't talk to me about just play Showdown. You go to PokemonShowdown.com. My trailer is right here in the beginning.
Joe is literally right there.
Like, I will just play Showdown, but I don't want that to have to be the case for everybody. I don't want it to have to be like that for everybody.
Because I will say, I have way more fun of a time playing mons, not watching JPEGs and reading text. I'm not gonna lie. That's why my content. That's why I do
that's why I uploaded Wi-Fi battles forever up until they get. Dude, I was uploading Wi-Fi battles in Gen 4, 5, 6, and 7 until Gen 8, where I started a little bit, but then I stopped because the 20-minute timer sucked.
Exactly.
This is also why I prefer doing draft in game because it looks good. I like the animations. The
biggest thing that they can do is get Joey back into the Wi-Fi battles, bro. that's the biggest thing that can come out of champions. Honestly, get this guy back posting Wi-Fi.
That does not matter as much, but I would love to be able to do that alongside it. I'm sure Showdown will have a champions OU and things like that, and I'll play it, and I'll be excited to play it. But actually, I have no idea how it's going to do if they're rotating Mons every 22.
I know that's going to be interesting.
Every 22 days, they might not even do that. That's going to be interesting. At the end of the day, this is going to be interesting. Let us know your thoughts, of course. I'm still cautiously optimistic, and I do have my fair criticisms with the game, before it comes out, and I think that's fine. I'm a consumer, I'm a customer, and I love Mons. Y'all know I love Mons. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't love Mons. Hayden loves Mons. He wouldn't be doing this if he didn't love Mons. So let us know your thoughts down below. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Hell yeah.